Kilo 4, Romeo Juliet Tango.
Kilo 4, Romeo Juliet Tango. Roger, roger.
Romeo Juliet Tango. Roger, roger.
Yeah, roger, Jim. This is Ron, Romeo Oscar November in North Carolina, and glad to meet you today. And Jim, I've got a bit of a unique setup here that I thought maybe you could help me with. Over?
Yes, sir. I'll be glad to. What radio are you running today, sir?
Yes, sir. I'll be glad to. What radio are you running today, sir?
Okay, I have a 7300, and it goes into an RF kit amplifier, German-made kit amplifier. The unique thing about the setup is I am using a Plantronics headset. It's a Plantronics Wasabi 8220. And this headset, it was originally designed for call centers. It's a wireless headset. It's got a cable that I've made, a custom cable that goes into the microphone input, the Foster microphone input, and then an RJ45 that plugs into the back of the Plantronics base station. Great wireless distance. I can go 200 feet from the base station, so it's great for hands-free stuff. But I wanted to calibrate the microphone here and the settings on the 7300 to optimize the sound quality. Over.
Yes, sir. Now, we can do that. I've got a spectrum analyzer that I'm looking at the moment. What I suggest is that we go through the normal generic setup procedure, and then we move to the EQ. So at the beginning of our setup procedure is a compressor on at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does just what it needs to do to begin our setup procedure.
Just what it needs to do to begin our setup procedure.
All right, roger that. Compressor's at 3 right now.
Roger. Then we move to the ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you speak kind of rapidly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to get the meter up to see where it's going, then with your mic gain, adjust it for mid-scale to 2/3 operation.
Gain adjusted for mid-scale to 2/3 operation.
All right, roger that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, it's about half to 2/3 right now. Over.
Yes, sir. Okay, now, do you know where your onboard EQ is?
Yes, sir. Okay, now, do you know where your onboard EQ is?
Roger that. Hang on. Let me get over there. Okay, I am on the SSB tone equalization settings. I have TBW wide, mid, and narrow all set to 100 and 2900. Over.
Yes, sir. That's exactly the way to run that radio, 100 to 2900. Now, looking at the the EQ, what are your readings? You have a bass and a treble controlled EQ. What are those reading now?
You have a bass and a treble controlled EQ. What are those reading now?
Yeah, roger that. The transmit bass is set at +2, and the transmit treble is set at +1. Over.
Okay, I want you to move your transmit treble EQ 2 clicks hotter to +3.
Two clicks hotter to +3.
Okay, this is +1, +1, +1. +2, +2, +2. This is +3, +3, +3. Over.
Okay, I'm catching just a little bit of sideband blow-by from adjacent frequency. What I want you to do is give me 10 seconds on your antenna system so I might hear your audio.
10 seconds on your antenna system so I might hear your audio.
Okay, treble is set to 3, and again the bass is set to +2, +2. Hopefully this is enough of a transmission. Over.
Okay, Ron, the thing is, about a boom microphone, your proximity to that microphone is so close. The best way to run that boom, I don't know if you heard me or not, last couple of times I talked about booms, but is to run that boom straight out in front of your mouth, and then at the last possible minute make a 90 degrees so that capsule is in front of your mouth. But run that boom out as far as you can get it away from your mouth, and then do a 90. Roger.
As far as you can get it away from your mouth, and then do a 90. Roger.
Yeah, roger that, Jim. Unfortunately, all I have is a swing arm on this, and I can't extend it. It's a fixed length. Over.
Yes, sir. You're talking about a boom headset mic, Roger?
Yes, sir. You're talking about a boom headset mic, Roger?
Yeah, roger that, but it swings down and swings up.
I got you. Okay, not a problem. So what we need to do is we need a little bit more articulation. So I would take that top end treble EQ, take it up to a 5, and let me hear you at a 5.
Treble EQ, take it up to a 5, and let me hear you at a 5.
All right, so we're at a +3, +3, +3, +4, +4, +4, +5, +5, +5.
Yes, sir. The articulation is much better that way than what it was before. You're so close to that mic, you know, as a general rule in microphones, that you're going to have some proximity effect. So the way to offset that is to EQ top end to get a little more articulation in your audio. Now, tell me 10 seconds and the best thing you like about your radio, and let me hear you.
Seconds and the best thing you like about your radio, and let me hear you.
Yeah, right. Well, so I'll tell you, I just love this Plantronics setup here. I'm actually in a utility room that has a furnace in it. So the nice thing about the headset is it has a noise canceling headset, so it kind of drowns out background noise. And at the same time, I do some net control, and so it's hands free at the same time. And if I have to get up and grab a sandwich, well, you know, I can walk into the kitchen without worrying about dropping the signal.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I spoke to a gentleman that had a similar setup. He could go, I think, about half a block away out in the alley to do something and then come back. It was really, really amazing. He had a way to key it remotely, so he could just go anywhere with his headset, Roger.
So he could just go anywhere with his headset, Roger?
Yeah, roger that. I have it on Vox right now, but there is a small adapter that I could put on it for a PTT. There's also a little mute button on the headset that I can mute the mic. But so I find myself, rather than switching off to a stationary mic, I find myself using this quite a bit because of the background noise. Well, I hope the audio has improved due to the setting changes that you've recommended. There is one setting on the Plantronics base station itself that is a part of the microphone sensitivity, and I don't know if I should try adjusting that while you look at the quality of the audio. Over.
No, you're perfect exactly as you are. I wouldn't change a thing, Roger.
Exactly as you are. I wouldn't change a thing, Roger.
Okay, great, terrific. All right. Well, then, if you think it's as good as it's going to get, then I'll just leave it as is, and thank you for the help. Over.
Roger, and if you'd like to hear it, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 2/12/21, it will take you to this recording, Roger.
12/21, it will take you to this recording, Roger.
I will do that, Jim. And there's one more thing, if you could be so kind. Could you do an antenna AB?
Sorry there, Ron. I just lost my my feed on the Milford, PA.
Sorry there, Ron. I just lost my feed on the Milford, PA.
It's back. It is back now. Go ahead with that request. What was it?
It's back. It is back now. Go ahead with that request. What was it?
Yeah, so I have two antennas here, and if you could give me a quick A/B compare, that would be great. Over.
Yes, sir. Do the 10 count and switch between 5 and 6.
Yes, sir. Do the 10 count and switch between 5 and 6.
Roger. This is the antenna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over.
Not much difference. Do it one more time. Looks to be about a half a dB difference. Second antenna hotter than the first. But try it again and let's see if it is similar again.
Again, and let's see if it is similar again.
Okay, this is the antenna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was antenna 2.
Right, so the first antenna you started with on that last test was slightly hotter than the second, Roger?
Started with on that last test was slightly hotter than the second, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. That makes sense. One is a 260-foot long wire end fed, and which will handle 160, 80, and 40. And the other is a 1080 end fed, which is only 134 feet long. Both about the same height. But yeah, I suspected that the first antenna, which is the long wire, was a little bit better. Seems to be better for long-range stations. I think it's got a better takeoff angle over.
Roger, so you're saying one's a long wire and one is a closed loop. Is that a Roger?
A long wire and one is a closed loop. Is that a Roger?
No, they're both long wires. One is just 160-meter long wire, and the other is an 80-meter long wire. They both can handle 40 meters over.
Roger. Well, then the other thing to consider is the orientation, east and west, north and south. To me, one might be more broadside to me than the other, and of course the antennas radiate hardest broadside to the layout.
Antennas radiate hardest broadside to the layout.
Yeah, Roger that. They're back to back. One points east and the other points west. All right, Jim, I don't want to tie up any more of your time. I certainly appreciate the help, and I'll say 73s to KC9VKV from Kilo 4 Romeo Juliet Tango.
Roger, Ron, and give us a couple of days, 48 hours to get this uploaded to YouTube. 73, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Qso-Vlog net. We've got time for one more. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
We've got time for one more. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.